The day the West was forged in fire. Zama, 202 BC. In the crucible of North Africa, a single day in 202 BC tore the veil of fate. This wasn't a battle. This was the final veto on history. The clash at Zama was the moment the ancient world held its breath, waiting to see which titan would live and which would be cast into oblivion. Had Hannibal Barca, the ghost of Cannae, the man who brought war elephants over the Alps, triumphed, the world you know would not exist. No Roman law, no Latin tongue binding Europe, no grand aqueducts, no Pax Romana. The West, as we define it, would have been a ghost story. Zama was the blood-soaked line in the sand that saved Rome, and in doing so, saved the future. The stakes: supremacy or silence. For 20 years, Hannibal was Rome's nightmare made flesh. His very name was a death sentence. Carthage, the Phoenician maritime empire, was poised to replace Rome as the absolute master of the Mediterranean. A Carthaginian victory at Zama would have meant total subjugation. Rome would have been caged, a second-rate power, stripped of its destiny. But this fight was for more than territory. It was for the soul of civilization. A Carthaginian world meant a mercantile, sea-focused domain where trade and Punic culture ruled. A Roman world meant law, infrastructure, and the relentless drive for organization that laid the groundwork for modern governance. The unique fire of the Roman Republic, its legal codes, its sense of gravitas, would have been snuffed out before it could ignite the continent. The light of the Pax Romana, extinguished. The Renaissance, the Enlightenment, they might never have been conceived. Clash of Titans, Scipio versus the undefeated. This was the ultimate duel. Hannibal Barca, the tactical genius, against Scipio Africanus, the brilliant Roman general who dared to study the monster. Hannibal's force was a patchwork of hardened veterans and mercenaries, spearheaded by the colossal shock power of his war elephants. But Scipio, an eagle-eyed student of war, had a counter for the master's every move. He knew Hannibal's signature move was the encirclement, the hammer and anvil that had obliterated Rome's armies before. He refused to be played. When the elephants charged, a living tide of terror, Scipio commanded his legions to open their ranks, creating lethal, clear channels that let the beasts thunder harmlessly through their lines. Hannibal's most potent weapon was neutralized, its terror turned to chaos. The Roman cavalry, led by the ferocious Massinissa, then shattered the Carthaginian horse, exposing Hannibal's vulnerable infantry. The aftermath. The die is cast. Zama was the end of Carthage and the unleashing of Rome. The terms of peace were a death sentence. No navy, no territories, no power. Rome, now the undisputed sovereign of the Mediterranean, began its relentless expansion. The Roman Empire was not just born on that day one Teet's destiny was cemented. Had Hannibal won, the world would have been unrecognizable. No Roman law to inspire the Napoleonic Code. No roads connecting the shattered tribes of Europe. Even the trajectory of Christianity might have been derailed, absent Rome's later adoption and spread of the faith. The roads you drive on, the laws that govern you, the very structure of your civilization, are echoes of that day. Zama was not just a battle. It was the pivotal, single moment that ensured the history of the West would be written in Latin, not in Punic. It was the birth of the world we inhabit. The Battle of Zama reminds us that history often turns on a single moment. Had Hannibal won, the world might have been unrecognizable. Instead, Rome's victory set the stage for the rise of an empire that would define the next 2 millennia. Like and subscribe for more exciting and educative videos about the clash of empires.